Hello and welcome to the Sim Games Online final day of racing with the Legends Championship. I'm your host, Andrew Gatton, and today I'm going to be taking you through
Why
the
can't I
final
share the?
three rounds of the racing here. We are at the New Jersey Motor Park today, where we're going to race around the fantastic little track that it is. Windy, wide, and absolutely amazing to drive in these little Legends cars. Once again, obviously, this is the final three rounds, so the title decider today will be down
Davey,
to
you and
the
Andrew
T.
not
It
hopping
does
over,
look like
hopping in.
Server's coming
we
live now.
are pretty much filled up tonight for drivers for what we've had over the past few sessions. But now we're just waiting to get the confirmation so that we can join in and watch the action unfold for qualifying. As you can see there on the screen right now, you can see that we have multiple events ready to be entered from Sim Games Online. You can make sure to enter those events at simgamesonline.com and you can make sure you're sorting yourselves out for all of that. We have the Best of British event, which is all around the Goodwood, a few of the older classics from 60s. And then we've got the ACC Championship that's going to be run from Sim Games Online. And on Race Room Racing Experience, we have the Judd BMW Racing Series that will be launching very soon. You can see all that live on your screen now. So we're just jumping into qualifying now. Hopefully, we can get everything sorted out soon. We can watch everything go live. But currently, I'm on board with Max Francis right now, who is one of the fastest guys we know on track at the moment. He is in contention today to take the title, but that would only be if Callum Brockhurst doesn't finish in the races here. But either way, I think I do remember seeing that Callum Brockhurst is leading the championship somewhat. So that's pretty large for him. It's what happens when you attend all the racing and not just select events. There we go, Max Francis just taking it round. Start his lap. The Mintex red livery has been something of an icon throughout this series. We started off with two drivers in the Mintex red. Now we've just got one. Max Francis taking first corner. Nice bit of camber on that corner. You got to just hit the curbing just right there, otherwise you will send the car into a barrier. We're watching on board with Max Francis, though. He's going really nice through the middle section. Big tight right-hander here, over the crest, down the hill again. Just a little dab of brakes here. Turn the car in and he goes flat out under the Subaru bridge. Hits the brakes, slides the back end a little bit, just allows the car to come in on the turn. I think he lost it a little too much there. As you can see behind, Callum Brockhurst is chasing him down. Now, probably one of my favourite corners of any of the racetracks we've raced in on the Legends. It's the final penultimate corner here at New Jersey Motor Park. It's just such a weird one, and you can really kick the back end out of the cars if you just want to have a bit of fun. For any of you guys that do like any of our content, make sure to hit the follow button so that you can catch more of what we do at Sim Games Online. We have weekly streams on here that we run with just a group of streamers that come on to the account and just play simulator games and have a lot of fun. I think yesterday we had DayZ live on the channel, and on Saturday we were playing Among Us as a community event, so that was a lot of fun as well. I had myself involved in that one, and we had a good laugh. So make sure to tune in for more of that content in the future. We're on board now watching Leanne, or sorry, we're not on board, we're watching from the side. She is one of our guest drivers. She's decided to race the final race just for a little bit of fun. she unfortunately doesn't have a skin today. There was, I think, from what I was aware, she did get one made, but it was just a little bit of an error. So she is racing today in the what seems to be plain colors of the number 6 car. But I can see her having good fun and just joining in with the action. That's what we want here at Sim Games Online. Whether you race for a living or just like having a bit of fun on your racing wheel, you know, there's a place for everybody at Sim Games Online, and that's what this community is all about. So Leanne's coming into the final set of complex corners. Did a nice turn in there. I think she was a little too hard on the brakes though. She's now flooring it down the final corner. A few drivers I know have really enjoyed taking this corner almost flat. But I think that's very setup dependent. I always struggled to take it flat, and maybe it was just because of my steering setup, but it is good fun no matter what. And now Leanne is going to cross the line there to start her flying lap. Be interesting to see where she ends up on the timing sheets. Sitting 1:17.3. She's only 3/10 of a second slower than Max Francis. And I mean, this is potentially just banker laps that Max Francis has been putting in Mick Sutton. But Leanne's already scuffed up her lap time there, but Callum Brockhurst going out for another run. He's flooring it down the main straight. He's going to kick it straight into action here. Nice turn in. Really good. Oh, runs it wide and spins it. That's very unfortunate. At least he hit the tyre barrier. But Mick Sutton just up ahead of where he was. He is 3/10 faster on his time already. He is already into the 116s, but he knows he can go faster. Max Bird putting in a 1:14.361. That is a good benchmark. It's about a whole second faster than what Callum Brockhurst has put in at the moment. Really nice use of that curb there. It's such a weird corner, that one. It's a difficult one to judge. Oh, he's just scraping by on a PB. He struggled through Sector 2. Can he keep it together into Sector 3 and give himself a big PB here? Interesting to note, though, that Callum Brockhurst, even though he did mess up that last time, is now being overtaken by Mick Sutton. Callum Brockhurst is now down to 3rd position at the moment. We've still got 12 minutes left of qualifying. But yeah, as we're watching from the drone camera, Mick Sutton, he is a little bit slower this lap, but there looks like there's some dirt up ahead. Callum Brockhurst decided he was going to take to the grass to let Mick by. Good sportsmanship there. May as well clog the intakes just to let your buddy by. Just up ahead there is Max Francis. He is currently in 4th at the moment. I wonder if he's struggling to try and find time here. But Mick Sutton actually ends up going fastest in Sector 2. Even though he messed up Sector 1 this time, Sector 2 was pretty much pristine from his point of view. Let's see if he can pull back a little bit of time. It's probably not going to be any faster than what he's been before, but he will have a fastest Sector 2. Oh, he goes 1:14.8, so he has managed to nail that. That's fantastic work from Mick Sutton there. He goes a 1:14.874. The track's getting a little bit more rubber in it now, a lot more grip for the cars to be moving around on. Max Bird just sitting in the pits just now. I wonder if he's just waiting to see if anybody else is going to push in qualifying. He's put a good solid banker lap in of a 1:14.2. Max Francis still struggling a little bit to try and find a bit of time. coming round into that final corner now. And obviously, because we haven't been on with him this whole lap, we're going to have a little bit of an awkward silence almost as he crosses the line to see what he ends up putting in here. Oh, he loses the back end a little bit there. I wonder if he's just struggling a little bit with the back end of the car in a lot of sectors. They are quite twitchy on the throttle. I do know that. It's just because they are very light. That 1250cc engine doesn't like having the foot down. But Callum Brocker is going for a flyer now. Let's see if he can try and push farther up into the top 3. Currently he is 3rd. Can he push into 1st? That is the question we're all asking. He's going to have a bit of a wider line and entry into that corner. He pretty much snapped it sideways through there. He is 0.39 down on his personal best at the moment as he comes over the crest, down the hill. Just touches a little bit of the curbing there. As he comes underneath the Subaru bridge, he's going to slam on the brakes right now. And I do believe he's just chilling out. He knows he's not going any faster. He is just about 0.6 off the pace of Max Bird, which is not bad. Lian has ended up going faster than Max Francis, which is quite interesting. Max Francis, it's very minute, but at the end of the day, he really got to work hard in this track. Good bit of effort now from Callum Brockers. He's still 0.2 down on his time as he goes round the 1st sector, but can he make up some time in sector 2? Slides the car in. Seems very efficient, even though it's such an awkward corner, surprisingly. He's really struggling now. He's sliding that back end quite a lot into there.
Callum, before race 1, you're going to do an interview on what it's like leading the championship,
it's not by much, but again, Callum Brockers only needs to finish pretty much all the races today to become the champion of the Legends event. We're having a little bit of a struggle at the start of the season. A lot of hard work and determination has put him on the top of the standings. He's coming through sector 2 now. Let's see where he goes as we come round this corner. Good angle through there, a little bit of dirt, but I think that is all good. In one of these cars, you can afford to take a little bit of dirt. He is 0.2 up on his time through sector 2. Can he go faster through sector 3 now? This is the interesting thing. Can he go faster than Mick Sutton, start just in front of him? Remember that the qualifying race is the final race of the evening. No, he's actually going to pull out. Now that's very interesting. Wonder is actually Mick Sutton is going faster. He was faster through sector 1, struggling through sector 2 though. How does he pull it back through sector 3? Does he manage? Oh, he just off the pace. 0.08 of a second off of his pace there. Very consistent, but he knows he can improve through sector 2 and 3. And Mick's decided he's going to do some dirt racing now. I love that. Well done, Mick. Well done for taking us off-road. Leanne is already 1.2 seconds up on her time, and then it's dropped down. I'm not too sure if that's just a timing glitch, because she is currently on track for very slow time coming through Sector 3. See, maybe stay on board with her for this lap and see what she manages to pull out. So she's starting her lap. She's going to nice turn into turn 1. Some very good turn in there through the end of Sector 1. Oh, and she loses it a little bit through Sector, coming into the end of Sector 1 there. It's very unfortunate from her. Mick is still struggling to find that final few seconds, a few hundredths of a second, to try and beat Mr. Max Bird, who is currently running at the top. 1:14.277. Mick Sutton already up through Sector 1. Can he manage to pull it through into Sector 2 and 3? That will be enough to pull him down a little bit closer to Max Bird. Can he hold on? And hit the brakes just a little bit earlier there. He downshift twice. Nice bit of slide into there. I'm not sure if sliding was fast through there though. Gonna just keep the foot in though. How's he managed to pull through into the final corner? He's 0.1 down. So that corner there is getting a lot of people out today. Catching a lot of drivers out. I know for a fact it catches me out, so it'll definitely catch a few other drivers out. Well, Mick's just going to come into the pits. He's going to finish that lap off in the pits. Max Bird out on track again. He's going to see if he can go just a little bit faster. We've got 3 minutes left of qualifying here at the Bristol, sorry, not Bristol, the New Jersey Motorsport Park. Again, I am your host, Andrew Gatton, and I will be taking you through the final 3 races of the season this evening. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Max Bird still at 1:14.277. It is the top lap time that we've seen through the racing here of qualifying. We did do Legends testing around the New Jersey Motorsport Park, so a few of the drivers are feeling a bit familiar. I think the interesting thing for me is Max Francis is really struggling around this track, and Leanne is surprisingly faster, considering she's not driven the car for as long as Max Francis has. And there we see Max Bird as he takes that final corner. He seems so confident through that final corner. Makes driving these cars just look so easy. Mick Sutton now, he's only got a minute left of qualifying to be able to go faster than Max Bird. He runs really wide out of that corner. Callum Brockhurst is going to try and have to get past him now. He's going too wide pretty much down into the final corner. He does concede position to let Callum Brockhurst by to see if he can go faster. Mick Sutton, we'll see where he ends up. He still doesn't go faster, but he has one more lap. One more lap to be able to go faster. than what he has already. Callum Brockhurst has managed to just drop it to a 1:15.0, which is not a bad time. He knows he can still find time though. Nick Sutton chasing him down. Nick Sutton coming down to the Subaru bridge now. Nothing left here for him. Oh, as Callum Brockhurst spins out precariously in front of him. Very unfortunate for Callum Brockhurst, so he's just going to have to settle with a 1:15.0. Mick Sutton just allowing the car to slide a little bit through that corner. Oh, touching side there. You don't want to be doing that. There's a lot of time. And Nick Sutton's decided to give up. So the only car would be Leanne, but she's finished as well. So qualifying is over. And I will give you your readout just now. So Max Bird will be pole position for the final race today. Mick Sutton alongside him. Callum Brockhurst is going to be starting in third on the second row. Leanne alongside him. And in fifth place will be Max Francis. Very much a shame to see that Max Francis didn't manage to put a decent time in there. So we're just waiting to see how everything goes down. So I hope chat is doing okay today. We are just about to start an interview with the one and only Callum Brockhurst. So we're just going to move over to that now.
Channel switched.
Callum Brockhurst, how are you doing, my friend?
Not too bad. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. So tension's high running into this final 3 races this evening. How are you managing them?
I'm a bit nervous going into the racing, but just try and keep it cool and try and hold Mick Sutton off because I know Max Bird will just drive off. So I can't stay with him. He's on a different league. So yeah.
Definitely, and I think that's just the way it is with Max Bird. He's very competent with the car, but you've managed to grow your skill throughout the season. Tell us what was your way around it? Did you just do a lot of practice?
Yeah, yeah. Well, obviously from Knockhill when I got that P3, I just got a buzz for it, and obviously consistency is the way to go in these cars because if you literally they're so lively on the rear end, it's you got to stay so consistent and easy on the throttle with it. So I just come on and just load of seat time. So just that's really how I got through throughout the season, was load of seat time. Really, yeah.
Excellent. I mean, a lot of practice and testing in these cars to find a setup that works. Are you quite interested to see that Lewis is solo down? Sorry, Max, Max Francis.
Yeah, he was up there coming into this round. He was up there, but I don't know what happened with him last race. And I think he missed that race, which allowed me to pull the points even further for a lead. I think I'm 100 points ahead now. So yeah, I'm not really that worried about Red Max. So yeah.
Definitely, I think that's a good mindset to have running into this race. Just a word from you though. How have you enjoyed this season?
Steam Games Online and Dave there, it's just a great laugh. I've enjoyed it so much. It's like Dave helps me out quite a lot, and Mick, he's funny as well. It's just been a laugh. It's been good this season. I've liked it. I'm definitely going back.
Definitely. I know from a fact that the way that I've been treated here as well, I've absolutely loved the experience, and I can't wait to work with them in the future. And would you always recommend a friend?
100%. 100%.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Well, I think that's all we have time for this interview, but hopefully we get to interview you for the podiums and at the end when hopefully you have the win under your belt. Thank you very much for chatting with myself today, and hopefully we get to chat a little bit. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Question is, who's on pole?
You can always expect the odd one or two little glitches here and there. But again, I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. I'm your host, Andrew Gatton, and I'll be taking you through the final 3 rounds of racing at the New Jersey Motorsport Park. Again, we spoke to Callum Brockhurst, who is one of the drivers today that is looking for the title. He can win this today. So he's got the tensions running through him. He's a little bit nervous, he said, but hopefully it doesn't get to him too much, because I think the only driver that can really snatch the lead from him is Mick Sutton, and both of those drivers have been battling it out kind of in the mid-pack all season. Be interesting to see where this all goes. Just waiting to just check a few things myself before we go fully into the server. Just another heads up to make sure that if you're watching this, check out our free to enter leagues. And we do have multiple servers up on a few different games. I can get you that list just now. On different games that we do deal with at Sim Games Online, we have Race Room. We've got R Factor 2 we play on. We have DayZ. There is Arma. We have Eco. We also are setting up some Valheim stuff. War Thunder, we have a War Thunder clan. And yeah, there's a lot more. Obviously, Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa Competizione as being another 2 for everybody to enjoy. Just waiting now for a few things to iron themselves out. Hopefully they do. So I don't lose my voice before we go into the racing. Here we go. It does look like everything is up and running now, so we can start watching all the action live. Callum Brockhurst, obviously, this is a random grid. He's starting miles in front of everybody. What a fantastic start from him. Obviously, it does look a bit weird, but it's shuffled from all the drivers that entered this season. So in reality, it could be the likes of Lewis Brown, or that is sitting to the left of him, Charlie Budd. Unfortunately, they're just not managing to commit to the full season due to real stuff that is going on in their lives too. Here we go. Lights out, and it does look like we are going to be watching everything go. Callum Brockhurst obviously starting miles in front of everybody. Got a good lead already off the start. Nice turn into corner 1. I'm trying to watch now. Max Bird is chasing him down. There isn't much there, only 0.8, but remember, these cars are not the most aerodynamic of vehicles, so it's one of those things that happens. But it does look like we have lost one of our drivers from racing this evening, and that is one of the two Maxes. Max Francis, unfortunately, not managing to race this evening, but we still have Leanne, who is the guest driver. Max Bird having a nice turn in through the final corner. He's still chasing down Brockhurst with everything he has. 15-minute races today, so Max Bird still looking to try and get that slipstream. Keeping that wheel as straight as possible. Minimizing any sort of resistance on the car. Drone camera watching as Max Bird sliding through the first two corners into the major complex. It is going to be a battle, I think, between these two drivers today. Callum Brockhurst obviously can pretty much secure his championship win today if he takes that win, pretty much. And he just has to finish the other two races to have that championship. Max Bird really looking to try and go down the inside there. He just didn't have enough space to do so. Would have been a bit of a Daniel Ricciardo lunge if he managed to make that one stick. And Brockhurst, though, still managing to stay ahead of Max Bird, who is pretty much hot on his tail. Max Bird, he just has slipstream. It's so effective right now. As we can see, he's literally right on the tail of Callum Brockhurst. Can he make a move coming down the inside on the first corner? No, he can't, but he's still there. He's still holding on tight. Is he going to make a move down into the apexes here? Is he going to manage it? He's trying, but he's got a little too much of rotation on the car, but he's going to have a switchback. Is he going to try it again? No, he's trying too hard, I think, through there to get by. Pretty much him and Callum Brockhurst chasing it down the back straight right now. It's going to be who can get to the corner first. It does look like Callum Brockhurst running a little bit on the grass. Max Bird is going to have the corner. He's managed to get ahead of Callum Brockhurst pretty simply and pretty easy down the back straight on the second lap of the race. Callum Brockhurst not letting him have it though. He's still trying to stay with him. See Max Bird, cheeky, just moving all over the place to try and cover off any sort of slipstream. But him doing that also slows him down a little bit. You're on the straight line. Mick Sutton not too far behind, and Leanne not too far behind him. Brockhurst still all over the back of Max Bird, only 0.3 behind. Mick Sutton running in third place at the moment. He's not doing too bad for himself on the grid. Ooh, Max Bird having a little bit of a moment down there with Callum Brockhurst. Callum Brockhurst did have a look down the inside. He didn't manage to make it stick though. But those two cars still going ahead, as we can watch on from the Mick Sutton cam. What Brockhurst can't afford though is to battle too much and then make a mistake. That would be very detrimental to his title push right now. And if Mick manages to place higher than him in this race and higher in the next one, could potentially mean the end for Callum Brockhurst, and Mick Sutton would end up pretty much pushing the championship. But either way, Callum Brockhurst is right all over the back of Max Bird right now. This could be interesting. Bird is still under pressure. He's trying to make his car as wide as possible. And Brockhurst running a little bit wide there. He's made a mistake, taking too much dirt on the outside line. Brockhurst being a little bit more on edge on the brakes. He's managed to make up time by doing that. So definitely Max Bird still under pressure as we're watching behind. Brockhurst just trying to dip into the slipstream again as they come down onto the straight. You can see the speed difference already. Brockhurst going to have a move on potentially here. Bird trying to squeeze him to the outside. He knows by positioning his car in the middle of the track that no matter where Brockhurst goes, he's not going to get by. But fantastic racing for one of the final races of this championship. We've had some fantastic racing all round, and this has got to be one of the best battles we've seen from Brands Hatch to Oschersleben to here. It's been absolutely awesome watching these guys race around the tracks. Alan Brockhurst still looking to get by Max Bird. Max has just been very conservative, and I think Callum is just, he knows he can catch him. He's going to try and send down the inside. He's not got enough room on him though. Again, quite interesting to see where he ends up after this lap. We are halfway through the race right now. Broker still pushing. See if he can get in front of Max Bird. He's about a whole second down now. He must have made a little bit of a mistake into the final sector. Ooh, bit of a slide there from Callum. Max is just, I think he's just turned on a little bit more of his driver skill, and Mick Sutton is all over chasing the back of Callum Brockhurst as well. Mick's not going to let him have this one too easy. Sutton really strong on the brakes there, but he has managed to keep his distance from the back of Brockhurst's car. Mick is still looking. Oh, he's made a mess of it. He caught the back end just then. A little too much rotation on the car, and it just spun the back tires just a little bit. Max Francis has managed to join us from the pit lane. He's about 3 laps down, but he is gonna, he's just gonna finish the race, which is good because he'll still get points for doing so. It would be maybe safe to assume that he had some technical difficulties which stopped him from starting the session, and could potentially also stopped him from doing qualifying. As you see, Max Francis now still, he's holding up the pack a little bit, but he is going to be the respectable blue flag and let Max Bird by at that moment in time. Brockhurst about 2.6 seconds back. He is running second. He does need to find time as well. The hope for him would be that Max Bird makes a mistake and he capitalizes. Mick Sutton about 4 seconds behind the leader at the moment, about 2 off the back of Brockhurst. They're all reasonably spaced out. It does look like we've caught up with Leanne at the back of the pack now. She's went into the pits. Again, she's just having a few laps tonight, just to have a bit of fun. People are always invited to do so. They entered the events. And Brockhurst, though, he's still a little bit too far back consider getting the win at this moment in time. We've got 4 minutes left. Max Bird is just carrying away the lead in the 444 car. He comes round the final corner. Now as he comes up the hill, just see clear air behind him now. He's, 3.4 seconds ahead of the current second place sit there. Maybe jump on board with somebody else. Mick Sutton there. He's driving around. He is catching up to that back marker now, Max Francis. Never thought I would ever say that, back marker and Max Francis in the same sentence if they were meaning the same thing. But obviously some external circumstances stopped him from starting the race on time today. Either way, Mick Sutton is there. As he gets past Max Francis now. He's not got too far ahead of him. Callum Brockhurst, who is currently in second place. Takes the first corner. Max Bird setting fastest lap there. Not too long to go. Max Francis just taking the line there. Going a little bit wide off the track. I don't think he actually braked for that corner, to be honest with you. But yeah, Max Bird just carrying away the lead now. 5.5 seconds ahead. There's not much to really be said there unless he makes a catastrophic mess of things. He is going to take the win of the first race. Callum Brockhurst still holding on. Second place. He is under pressure though from Mick Sutton, who has managed to make up a good chunk of time. He's less than a second now off of the back of Callum Brockhurst. Callum's got to be careful now. He cannot make a mistake because Mick will capitalise on that. Coming down the final straight, start his next lap. Max Bird goes fastest, 1:13.1. It just shows you the level that he is driving at the moment. This track is by far one of my favourites to race around. When we were doing testing around it, I got a chance to drive around it with a couple of the guys, and I've just thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great fun. It was great fun. We see now Brockhurst keeping his foot on it down the back straight. Still got Mick Sutton on his tail. He's got to do something about that. But in reality, there's not really much he can do. Here we go. We're going to have roughly 2 more laps of racing. Mick Sutton still chasing Callum Brockhurst down like a bloodhound. On heat at the moment. Oh, big slide into that corner from Mick as he makes a mess of things. I think he's just cooked his engine. And Mick Sutton has just killed his engine coming into the first corner. That is going to be tragic to hear from that. But right now, Max Bird is going to win the race, and Callum Brockhurst is going to take second place comfortably. as Mick Sutton is tragically had a little bit of an incident. It'll be interesting. I hope the stewards update me on who is going to finish third. I don't think Mick is there at the moment unless he's managed to get the car moving again. But there we go. Max Bird takes the win for the first race this evening. And there we go. Callum Brockhurst takes second. And Mick Sutton, yeah, his car's still sitting there smoking. Hopefully the marshals get to that soon and get it out of the way. But yes, so I'm assuming right now Max Francis will take third place, unless they do the ruling as he complete of Mick Sutton completing 90% of the race, therefore he's still eligible for third. But I'm not too sure if that is going to happen. But there we go, Max Francis. Right now, because he finished the race, I'm assuming he will get third place. But the stewards will need to update me on that one. And Leanne obviously retiring to the pits as well. So that is pretty much race over. It was a very good race so far. Hopefully we can hear it from the drivers when they get the cars back to the pits.
Hello? What? Didn't put enough fuel in.
So I've just had the confirmation that Mick hasn't put enough fuel in his car, so he
What
killed
a
it.
clown.
Very
I thought we'd only
unfortunate.
do about 11, 12 laps most.
Yep. So, without further ado, we're just going. Sorry. Right. Here we go. Let's start the interviews from here. So, I'm going to start from third place. I need the stewards to allow me to know who is Max Francis is going to finish third. Okay, that's perfect. So, Max Francis, congratulations on finishing third. You didn't manage to start the race today. Tell us what happened there.
My power cut out. Yeah, it's a bit of a bad time for it to cut out, I know, but I think it kind of threw me off for the rest of the race. I went off quite a couple of times on quite a few of the corners, so yeah, wasn't the best.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, from my point of view, I just said that there was an external factor, I was assuming, but it was glad to see you still managed to pop in and race. I mean, you managed to get a podium out of it in the end, so I bet you're very happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a few more questions for you. Or with the whole championship as a whole, how do you think it's gone from your point of view?
Um, yeah, I think it started off quite strong. We had quite a few drivers, and progressively less and less drivers have been turning up, which has been quite disappointing, really. But it's been quite a learning curve, especially racing against some of the faster drivers like Max and Callum. So yeah, it's been good fun. But yeah, definitely need to get more practice in, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And again, just one more question, more aimed at the whole Sim Games Online. How do you think that Sim Games Online as a community has treated you while you've been racing in the series?
Yeah, couldn't ask for better, to be honest. Yeah, the community's great. We all have a good laugh when we're streaming, when we're not streaming. So yeah, no, it's great on the whole.
Perfect. I'm glad to hear that, and congratulations on finishing third.
Thank you.
we're now going to speak to our second place finisher for the first race, which is Mr. Callum Brockhurst. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing well. Doing well.
So, run us through that battle that you had with Max Bird, because that's quite an interesting one. You've really done quite a lot to try and catch up with him there. Yeah, so tell us how it went from your point of view.
To be fair. But it was a really good battle with Max. It was, yeah. And then I made a little mistake and he just pulled away. So, and I wasn't going to catch him anyway. Once he's in a rhythm, I'm not going to catch him.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's just the thing that you do see with these kind of drivers that do a lot of the thing that they love, which is drive. A lot of practice goes into that rhythm and it ends up being very good. So again, from your point of view, we already talked about the championship in the first interview, but let's say now, obviously, finishing second, this is going to be a very strong finish for you, and you could easily take the championship in the next race. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, well, touch wood, I'll take it, but you never know what will happen in the next race.
Definitely. Are you still feeling those nerves running through you?
Yeah, well, not that much.
Definitely. And again, yeah, one more thing as well. Did you feel the pressure at all from Mick behind you, especially towards those last kind of 3 laps?
Yeah, I did. He was coming out with me fast. I was getting a bit worried then. I was thinking he's gonna lunge on me out in any minute, and then all of a sudden I saw him pull off, and I was thinking, oh, so he's got a mechanical issue, or he's just, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Definitely. That's the one thing that you don't want to see. But anyway, thank you very much for chatting with us. Now we're just going to chat to our last driver, Max Bird, who finished in first place there. Very well done to you, sir. We've seen you with a lot of podiums this season, especially being on that top step. Yeah, so how does that win make you feel?
Yeah, no, it was great. Obviously, I had a really good battle with Callum at the beginning. Made a couple of mistakes, and we were having a nice little race. But then, yeah, as you say, I got into my sort of rhythm as a real world racing driver. I think you got a bit more experience with it, and yeah, just sort of pulled away really.
Definitely, and yeah, I think it shows, especially your experience in a car. Um, when you go out on that racetrack, I think for you, it's almost like instinct. Would I be saying that right?
Yeah, mate, sounds about right to me. It's just the experience of the consistency and things like that, really.
Definitely, definitely. And just a quick question about kind of Sim Games Online as a whole. How do you think Sim Games Online has treated you since you've been driving in this championship?
It's definitely a very friendly atmosphere, great place to be. Sim Games Online guys are really helpful with anything you need with setup and stuff with your PC. So yeah, I've really enjoyed my time in this season.
Definitely. And one more question from me: Would you ever recommend the season to anybody else to come back and watch, or potentially drive in another season here?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we started off with a few more drivers at the beginning, but it's the racing itself's not changed throughout. Less drivers, but it's still a good platform to start your sim racing online, really.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much for joining us for that interview. We're going to get into the action now for the second race of this evening at the Sim Games Online Legends Championship. Thank you very much. So we're just lining up on the
We're
grid
waiting for
now
Max and
for the start of the next race.
I'm
This
here.
time
Oh,
it
he's
has
back
been
out.
reduced
Sorry.
the time just
don't know
because
what Leanne's doing.
the track is quite short. Does make a bit of a difference, but Mick Sutton will be starting on first because he didn't manage to, well, finish the last race, so he is at the back of the grid. We've got 3 drivers in the grid so far. I'm just hoping that we get a few more ready. Obviously, we're just waiting. We should have at least one more minimum. I'm not sure if Leanne will be joining us for one more race or not. But definitely, as we know, Mick starting in this position could be good for him. We do see that he does tend to get into that rhythm after a while, but as soon as he makes a mistake, he does go there. But Max Francis will be starting in front of him. I think that might be just down to the laps that Max Francis completed, but due to Mick Sutton's DNF, yeah, it just ended up being that way because he completed more laps. But yeah, we're just waiting for some more action to ensue. Oh, again, everybody in chat, I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. We've got just 2 more races to go in this championship, and then we will be starting afresh with a few more mini-series that Sim Games Online will be running. You would have seen them in the intermission screen there. We have 3 kind of set championships that are ready to go. We've got the Best of British Championship. We also have the Assetto Corsa Championship, Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is the GT Challenge. And then we've also got the racing that will ensue with the BMW Judd Championship on Race Room. That's going to all take place and be ready to go. Just waiting for a few things to set up there. I just been confirmed that because of Mick having completed more laps, he ended up being at the top in ahead of the driver. We're just waiting. I think there is just a few drivers that are having some issues. So we'll just wait for them to be ready. And if you'd like to see more of this, make sure to hit that follow button, as we do a lot of racing here. We also do a lot of other games. We stream pretty much every week a different game, roughly, or whatever the streamer would like to do. At Sim Games Online, we have a streamer schedule, which a lot of the guys will set up and do as well. We stream live from Sim Games Online. Waiting for everything to go live. Just cricket noises in the background. But yeah. Again, as you can see in the intermission screen, you can see on Thursday, the 17th of June, we will be roughly live for the Assetto Corsa Championship race. And on Saturday, 12th of June, we have the free to enter race room race in the Judd car. And the 16th of June will be the start of the Best of British one-off challenge, which will be good fun. I'll be definitely looking forward to all 3 of them. I think one fan favorite for me would be the Assetto Corsa. Who doesn't love Assetto Corsa Competizione? I'm a very avid racer on that myself. I do a lot of racing in my spare time, and I stream it in my spare time as well. I play it on the Xbox One. Okay. So we're just waiting now. down. Max Francis obviously starts in front of Mick Sutton because of starting position. Alan Broker starting in third there. It's a decent position for him to start in. And Max Bird starting last, which doesn't make any difference to Max Bird. He loves getting through the pack. A bit of extra training and racing for him. Just waiting now, just to get the confirmation for green, green, green. Obviously, if Callum Brockhurst manages to finish ahead of Mick Sutton again, that will be very solid for his championship fight again. And could pretty much take the championship if he manages to just finish the last race, even in last. And there we go. Leanne, obviously, she started in the pits, so she will be starting in front of Max Francis. So this is going to be very interesting. We have a back marker at the front, which is what we normally get, who is very not used to these cars, and she's going to be under a lot of pressure straight away with the other Legends cars bearing down on her up to the first corner. Question I have for you guys, chat, is will she crash on the first corner or will she hold it? It's the same every week when we get to race 2. How are the drivers at the front going to hold on from the faster drivers at the back? And there you see Max Bird's fantastic, cool livery. It's got to be one of the coolest liveries in this league. I gotta love a little bit of magenta pink and white. Bit of a debate if it's magenta pink or purple. Either way, it looks really cool, and it suits it, especially it fits in nicely with the sponsors on the car. We're just watching up in front. I'm seeing 10-minute race. This was clock counts down. We're just gonna wait and see how this goes. Well, I'm gotta say I'm quite excited to see how this plays out. Because Max Bird's pretty much gonna shoot straight up the middle of this pack. I can just see it at the start. And I think Callum Brockhurst is gonna have a little bit of trouble on the outside line. So he's gonna try and tuck it in. Here we go. A few seconds to go now till we're lights out. There we go. 6 red lights. And off we go for the start. Very good start for Mick, who has taken out Max Francis on the start there. And Max Bird going to slide off as we're going to restart the race. I think Mick Sutton had a very good start and he flicked to the left to pull off of his grid slot and blicked the rear end of the car.
Clearly dropped the side,
which
didn't I?
ended up
returning the box,
causing him to hit Max Francis
say leave, mate.
on the side of his
What
car.
we're doing, red flagging, Dave. Yeah, we have red flagged. Yeah, I'm so sorry, everybody. That's my fault. I forgot which foot.
Mick,
very
what was that?
Unfortunate.
I
there
forgot.
Of everything that is going on. I hope everything is going good on this evening. I had my dinner already, so I'm just sitting, chilling out, enjoying watching some fantastic racing on a Wednesday night. This is my usual Wednesday night. I've had some issues with my PC over the past few weeks, so we've just been dealing with everything as it comes. We should have a new PC on the way, though. And here we go. We should be ready to pretty much go. New Jersey Motorsport Park. Here we are. All the drivers are in and waiting to go. Should be about a minute or so left on the clock before we get ready to go. Again, watching from Max Bird's camera point of view. Interesting to see how we end up pulling off the grid spot again. Are we going to see Mick Sutton have a fantastic start and then slide all over the place and crash? Or are we going to see Max Bird get a really good start and pull ahead of Callum Brockhurst off the start as well? Which didn't seem to happen last time. I think everybody was ready to go. And I actually had a feeling that maybe Mick Sutton actually cut the line a little bit there. So we'll see how this all works out. But there we go. We should be almost ready to start the racing for the second race of this evening. And Max Bird starting at the back of the grid. See how he carves his way through the pack. There we go. 6 red lights. And off we go. Very good start there from Callum Brockhurst. Good reaction times. He's going to struggle a little bit on the outside. Max Bird manages to tuck the car in. It's a nice angle to watch up the inside. Mick covering off any attack from Brockhurst and Bird. Oh, and we've had contact. Max Francis and Mick Sutton making a little bit of contact through the corner. We do have a safety car out on track. Max Bird was trying to make a little bit of ends meet there, as he was going to try and get past Leanne, but that would have probably been resulted in a penalty for Max Bird. It's just a racing incident, I would say. Two cars touch going into a corner. We're going to be back to green flag running at the start of the next lap. Heard over the radio. Max Francis is pretty much ready and raring to go to try and see if he can get past Mick off the start. I think he conceded position to Mick because it may have been his fault that the accident happened. But he's had a fantastic run out of the last corner. He's just got toe off of Brockhurst, and they're going to go 3 wide. Oh, and that was very close. That could have been an incident there, and Mick just didn't manage to hit the brakes in time for that corner and lost 2 positions there. But Leanne still leading the pack at the moment. Be interesting to see how long she can hold it for, though. Max Bird is right there. Coming down the Subaru bridge now. Max Bird is not close enough. He's actually lost a lot of time to Leanne there on the straight. But he is managing to, I think, be very fair on the racing here. He's not trying to put too much pressure on Leanne so that she makes a mistake. I think he's just being conservative and allowing the driving to take place. Callum Brockhurst down in 4th at the moment is he's going to have to try and make a move down the straight here on Max Francis. Mick Sutton not too far behind after having that little off-track moment at the end of the straight here. But Leanne setting fastest lap at 1:16.1. So she is still pushing that car, but Max Bird very close. Is he going to make a move? Callum Brockers got past Max Francis down on to the first corner. But Leanne still holding Max Bird off. Very nicely done from the guest driver. Max Bird's going to have a move down the inside now. He makes it stick. Very nicely done from him. Callum Brockers not too far behind the action. He's just got to try and hold Max Francis and Mick Sutton behind him now. 6 minutes 20 of racing to go. And we've seen quite a lot of action happen here. Leanne is now currently running in second place. Max Bird not managing, Callum Brockers not managing to make too much of an indent on her lead in front of him. Max Bird just pulling away now. All drivers pretty much sitting fast lap. Callum Brockers 1:15.153. Max Francis is going to have a look down the inside. Oh, they touched. They made contact. That was a very heavy shunt. Safety car has been called out. The very heavy shunt there. Very unfortunate from the two drivers there. Very tanky shunt down a high speed straight there. You don't want to be causing that much of a strain. Remember, Callum Brockers, all he needs to do is try and finish the race today. He doesn't need to really fight for position. Just the last race, he just needs to be a bit more conservative. And I think, from what I know, is he'll take the championship. So there we go. Green flag at the end of this lap as the final racer has caught up. You see the damage to the cars there. It doesn't look like there's damage, but you can see the scraping on the front of the bull bar. The car isn't in the best of nick, but the good thing about the car is he's not popped a tyre, so aerodynamics doesn't really matter. He's gonna just have it going from the line. He's going to instantly have a move. He's going to try and stick it down the inside of Max Francis. This is pretty much where they had the incident before. Callum Brockers makes that one stick. He hasn't got any challenge coming into the second corner. Max Francis, I think, having a little bit more damage out of that one than what Brockers had. Mick Sutton is slowed down. I think he's made a bit of an error, and he's went off the track. Leanne also having made an error as well. She spun out a little bit. She was doing very well to try and keep up with the boys there. Mick Sutton in the back. Callum Brockers all over the back of Max Bird right now. These three drivers are just going to battle it out to the end. I can just see it. 3 minutes of racing to go. Callum Brockers is going to have a look around the outside of the final corner. He has made the move stick, it looks like. But Max Francis is also going to have a look. He's going to try and stick in the toe of Brockers. Max Bird is going to have the inside line for the first corner. These three drivers just sticking together. Max Bird now at this point is under a lot of stress and pressure from the two drivers behind him. Callum Brockers is trying to find a way around. He's just looking to see what he can and can't do around the corners here. The interesting thing about this track is there's not a lot of space when you come down to actually try and make an overtake. There's not a lot of kind of theoretical positions to do any sort of safe overtake maneuver. You've just got to be lucky. Max Bird just keeping the car planted, but Callum Brockhurst is faster. He's trying to block down the inside. Very good racecraft there from Max Bird. Brockhurst is going to have the toe. He's going to wait till the last second and then tuck it down. He's going to try to take it down the outside. We tried to look to have a switch on him. That didn't work, but Max Francis is now all over the back of Brockhurst after he had a little bit of a wide run into the first corner. Max Bird still in the lead after being put under such a lot of pressure from Callum Brockhurst. Max Francis though, he's only about he's not too far behind at this point. Just over a second of the gap. What a fantastic view of the track there. Does look like Max Francis is taking a bit of a wide line through into the entry of the final corner there. You see the damage to the cars after that big shunt. Max Bird 1:14.2. He managed to go a 1:13 just not that long ago in the first race. Callum Brockhurst still not going to let Max Bird get away. It'll be a close one down to the line, but as we see, as we are finally finishing this lap, I can imagine, Brockhurst is just falling away now towards the end, so it will be Max Bird that takes the win if he doesn't make a mistake into the final corner. Really nicely done though. Max Francis is just, I think he's struggling a little bit today with the car. But here we go as they cross the line. They've got one more lap to do. That's interesting. 1:13.9 though there from Max Bird. Got 1:14.7 for Brockhurst. Callum Brockhurst is just not going to catch Max Bird unless he makes a mistake. Mick Sutton is going to take 4th position after having, I think, what would be presumed as contact with Leanne. And Max Francis is going to finish 3rd. He's been slowing a little bit with Brockhurst in front, just being more consistent. But there we go, Callum Brockhurst still trying to push just a little bit more. But it won't be enough. Max Bird will take the win here at the New Jersey Motorsport Park for the 2nd race. And there he goes. He goes 1:13.8 just to top it off. You know, that just shows the level of drivers that we have here at Sim Games Online. We've got from the fastest to the slowest, it seems, racing just in one race. And it can be some good racing. But there we go. There is your top 3 finishers as they line up. All 3 of them. Very nicely done from them. Fantastic work. That's such a screenshot right there. all 3 of those drivers. We're now just going to wait for the drivers to return to pits, and then we will get their views on the race. Hello guys, we're just going to start the interviews now. Some really good racing there. We're going to start with interviewing our 3rd place finisher, Max Francis. How did that race go for you? A little bit of contact at the start, but yeah, tell us how it went.
Yeah, you know, there was a couple of instances where some contact. Yeah, I had a little run in with Callum on turn 2. I think my rear left tapped the front of him. I don't think maybe I didn't give enough room. Yeah, I'll take responsibility for that one. But yeah, no, overall, really good race.
Definitely, it was. It looked like a lot of fun out there, even though you had damage towards the end. Did it make any difference towards your racing style?
Yeah, my wheel was turned probably 15 degrees to the right the entire time going in a straight line. So it yeah, definitely destroyed one of my I think front left suspension arms ruined. So yeah, I was driving a little bit differently. Yeah.
I can imagine that being just not the funnest of ways to try and finish the race on. But yeah, I think overall from you though, uh, good battling until you had the incident. Even then, after that, you had that contact, and you still tried to stay up there. Did you feel that maybe it was just too much of a challenge at the end to try and push for second with the damage?
Yeah, the front end damage and that suspension arm, it really kind of made it difficult to corner more, trying to not get the rear slide round. So yeah, I definitely think I don't know how badly destroyed Callum's car was, but yeah, it was quite hard to drive at the end.
Definitely. Well, anyway, well done for finishing in the top 3 there. That was definitely a challenge with that damage. So well done to you.
Thank you.
We're now going to speak to our 2nd place finisher, Mr. Callum Brockhurst. How are you doing, my friend? You are finishing second, and hopefully we can see you try and finish on the podium again. How did that race go from you?
Yeah, same again as race 1, really. Other than a bit of contact at the start of the race, but that's racing for you, really, isn't it? It's a bit of contact, but yeah, no, it was a good race. It was battling with Max again, and the other Max as well was trying to stay with us, and that we had a good battle, me and Max. Yeah, it was good.
Definitely. So, from that view of things, how did you think, like, even after did you have any like critical damage that was causing you any like issues throughout the race there?
No, I was quite lucky, really. I didn't really have much damage other than the front bar was a bit damaged, but yeah, no, it was right.
Definitely looked like you got off lucky there. You just, for us on the stream, we only saw the damage to the front, so you, I think, definitely got away with that one lightly. And yeah, still feeling strong about this championship. Do you think that you've got a little bit more of it secured now, just going into this last race?
Yeah, I feel like I've secured the championship, but we'll have to wait until the final race. So I don't, yeah, we'll have to see, won't we? Like I said.
Completely. And yeah, definitely, mate. Well, anyway, very well done for coming second there, especially under those circumstances. So well done. we're now going to speak to our first place finisher again, Max Bird. Well done. Fantastic racing there. You were, you looked like you were a little bit held up at the start there by Leanne, but once you got past, Leanne was holding on to you. Did that worry you a little bit?
Yeah, she was doing pretty well. She was doing some consistent lap times, and I struggled to get past her, but had a good little battle with Leanne and Callum, and yeah, overall it was quite a good race.
Definitely. And from your point of view, though, how did you feel like your race went overall? Did you manage to get to those moves that you wanted to make that race, or was there some that you had to kind of chicken out of?
No, I think all the moves I went for sort of completed really. Just another consistent end to the race and another race win, I guess. Try again in this one, really.
Definitely. Well, from that side of things, I'm going to ask one more question. Do you think that you can take the win in the final race of the championship and then completely, I guess from you, every race that you've been in, you've pretty much finished on the podium?
I think I've got a good chance of coming in the top few in this last race. Obviously, Callum's taken the championship realistically anyway, so yeah, I think I've got good stead to finish second in the championship, hopefully, as long as I don't crash or have any issues.
Definitely. Well, anyway, I would like to congratulate you all on managing to finish that race, because it definitely looked like a little bit more of a challenge out there with the contact. So very well done, and hopefully we get a chance to speak to you guys again at the end of the race. But there we go. We're just waiting for everything to be set up, I think, for the next race. Sorry, we were just having a little look at everything to go. This will be your final race of the championship, I guess. Fantastic racing all round. I can only congratulate everybody that stuck with us throughout all the good and the bad times of this season. We had a lot of good racing throughout the championship, from the British rounds at Knockhill and Brands Hatch, to being in Germany for Oschersleben, being up in Latvia for Vikarneki, and obviously being in loads of different places, driving around these fantastic tracks. All of these tracks can be found pretty much on Race Department, so if you would like to drive any of them, you can make sure to find them on there too. And you can also find the Legends mod on there as well. So we've got our 5 drivers, and we should be ready to go within the next minute or so. Hope everybody's having a fantastic night. We've had some really good racing in this championship, and this just sums it up tonight. We are just waiting. It's always a big waiting game, waiting for anything to happen. And it's always nice to see it when it does happen. So Max Francis should be Should be ready to move off the back of the grid here. Obviously, having his power cutting out on him didn't help, especially when it came down to trying to post a good lap time. But he managed, and Leon is going to be starting in front of him, which I'm sure he's happy about. Gives him a bit of a challenge.
What are you doing with your wheel, Max?
Just warm the tyres off the grid.
6 red lights. And off we go for the final 15 minutes of this Legends event. It's been absolutely amazing to commentate on, and it's been such a blast for me to watch and do work with the guys over at Sim Games Online. But we can see, tucking up the inside there, Leon tries to have a move on Max Francis. Max Francis slides the car and taps into Mick Sutton, causing him and Mick to spin out, and we've just had confirmation over the radio that there is going to be a safety car. So Max Bird is going to have to slow down and allow the other drivers to catch up. And I can imagine it's not going to take too long for them to catch up. Mick Sutton, not too far behind. Max Francis obviously is just going to give that position back. The drivers are very respectful here. If something does happen, they do admit to the issue. And yeah, the way it is. But Max Francis, he's actually going to, yeah, there we go. He's given the position back, but green flag at the end of this lap as the drivers have caught up. They're bunched up and ready to go. Callum Brockhurst is going to be looking to catch that slipstream on Max Bird. I wonder if Max Bird will send it on the start of this lap. I doubt he will. I think he'll just hold it right to the line. Oh, he's actually going to go. He's going to floor it. That's interesting. That's very interesting, because for me, I would have felt that he would have maybe waited until halfway down the straight to do it, so that he would have maybe caught them by surprise. But Leanne, currently in 3rd place, is going to have the inside line. She lost the inside line really there to Callum Brockhurst. Leanne's going to try and see if she can hold off Mick Sutton behind. Will Max Francis be able to get past Mick Sutton without contact? That is the question. Those two have almost been glued to each other today. I think every contact's involved those two, which is unfortunate. Callum Brocker is trying to look down the outside. Is he going to have a move? No, he's not. As Max Bird covers him off really nicely into that corner, but he's got a better run to the inside line. Is he going to keep it coming into the final corner? This big, long kind of hairpin. Max Bird's had to run a little bit wide round the outside to try and keep enough adequate track position. But there we go. Callum Brockhurst has position right now. Can he hold it down the straight as Max Bird's looking down the outside to have a move? This is going to be interesting as we see Callum Brockhurst still trying to hold off Max Bird. Max Bird is just in front and no more. Callum Brockhurst is going to have the inside line. Very nicely done from it, and Max Bird runs wide. Leanne gets in front. Leanne's right behind Callum Brockhurst now. So Leanne could actually cause a bit of an issue here for Brockhurst if he doesn't keep ahead. Max Bird is really trying to find a way past Leanne, and Leanne is just blocking him off, which is just fantastic to see. When the guest driver comes in and just decimates, it's fantastic to see that. And Max Bird's going to have a look down the inside. He's very brave on the brakes. Knows the car is just a little bit better than Leanne does, and he's managed to make that move work. Very nicely done from him. Leanne currently down in 3rd position at the moment. Mick Sutton is her next contender. Max Francis just having not the best of races right now. He's struggling a little bit with the car. Leanne can keep the car on the track for the next 10 minutes and keep moving. She is going to take 3rd place in the final race of the season. Callum Brockhurst still going faster, 1:15.4. That's faster than what Bird's doing, but I think Bird's almost giving him false hope, as he's now trying to have a look down the outside, trying to make him do the switchback, and he does. Really good work there from Max Bird. He just controls the car nicely as he hits a bump. But Brockhurst's going to have another look. It's very close. These two drivers are literally side by side on every corner right now. Brockhurst's going to have a move down the outside. It's not going to be enough pace though. He's going to have a look down the outside again, but Bird's just positioning his car in the right place at the right time. Can Brockhurst try and get by though? Bird is on the inside line, just trying to keep Brockhurst away from doing what he did to get past him in the first place. But Brockhurst, again, is going to try and look down the inside, giving reasonable racing room, because Bird went a little bit wide through the final corner. Now the slipstream effect coming down this straight is just so effective. He's going to try and dive down the inside. Leon goes fastest on a 1:15.426. Because Max Bird and Callum Brockhurst are just constantly fighting, it's very difficult for those guys to set a fastest lap. Leon is currently running in 3rd place. Mick Sutton just behind that. Not too far off the pace either. I think Max Francis is just not having the best of races so far, but we'll stay in with the action as Max Bird is still flying down the straight. He's 0.7 ahead of Callum Brockhurst at this point. Brockhurst can't afford to let him get away if he wants this win at the final race of the season. Max Bird now really trying to secure that 2nd place spot by taking the win. Mick Sutton has now got past Leon. I think Leon made a little bit of a mistake down the straight there. If Leon can try and get back on Mick Sutton, it will be Leon taking her first podium at Sim Games Online. Callum Brockhurst is not giving up easy on Max Bird now as they come into the last 8 minutes of racing of the Legends Championship. Mick Sutton now just going to be trying to push a little bit more. Max Bird goes fastest on 1:14.3. The time is there at the moment. Max Francis is 1:16s at the moment. He is really struggling with the car. Mick Sutton now really all over the place. If he keeps making mistakes, Leanne will be all over the back of him. This rate though, Leanne has started dropping back herself. Leanne has went from posting 1:16s today down to 1:14, which is very good on the process of lap times. Mick Sutton now still pushing to try and catch up to get that 2nd place, but he's got 2 seconds gap to make up on Callum Brockhurst, who's now a whole second down off Max Bird. Leanne is still there though. She is still on the rear mirror, trying to see 1:13.9 from Max Bird. Again, just shows where we're at. 1:15.0 for Mick Sutton. That just shows as well Mick Sutton is chasing down Brockhurst with all he's worth. And Mick Sutton just being very aggressive there. He's making mistakes. He's making mistakes, and Leanne is now looking to try and catch up. I think she's also making the mistakes as well, which is not good. She's doing very well in this race so far. She's currently running in 4th position. Max Francis running last. Really struggling today. Oh, Leanne dipping off to the side of the track. I think she's had enough of racing, which is very unfortunate. It would have been good to see her finish the race. But Max Francis now in 4th position. He's not too close to all the other cars in front though. 1:13.8 from Max Bird. Nearly 2 seconds up on Callum Brockhurst as my stream is frozen, so I can't see what's happened there. We're going to get a chance to interview all the drivers at the end as they all going to sit there and have to listen to me talk to them for just a couple of minutes. I'm sure you guys will love to hear everything they have to say. Mick Sutton has made a mistake. Mick Sutton has made a mistake. He's spun off. He's really messed that one up. And Max Francis, again, just got really lucky there. He's gone through into 3rd place. He's just trying to keep the car out of the wall now, I think. And because Mick Sutton's made that big error, Callum Brockhurst is comfortably in 2nd. He has no contenders, and either way, I think he is going to win this championship. I keep on getting the stream freezing on me, which is never good. Hopefully I can get that fixed so I can keep watching. Nope, it's not saying it. That's not good for me. There we go, Callum Brockhurst running in 2nd. He's 3 seconds down off the lead right now. As Max Bird's just very consistent when it comes to driving these cars. Max Francis currently in 3rd, a whole 10 seconds ahead of Mick Sutton after making a big error on his part. Mick Sutton currently, I think he's got some damage to the car now. He's just trying to maintain the car so he can take it home. Only 3 minutes to go of racing here. Max Bird, 1:13.577 for a lap time from him. Fantastic lap as he's just getting more and more consistent. 4 seconds ahead of Brockhurst at the moment. We know Bird's a fast guy. From every race he's been in this season, he has been on the podium, which just shows you the level at which he is racing at. He had more competition at the start of the season. Just currently at the end, we've not had as many drivers to fill the seats. Real Racing's back on and everybody's back to work, which is just a bit unfortunate with the timing of championship. But Max Bird, now only 2 minutes 25 to go, and he's 4.6 seconds ahead of Callum Brockhurst in 2nd. Max Francis 22 seconds down off the lead right now. And he's comfortably in 3rd. All the positions right now are comfortable. Nobody up in pressures. Max Bird just trying to keep the car going faster and faster, but while being consistent at the same time. Is so intriguing to watch. He's very good at what he does in those cars. Max Francis 24 seconds down off the lead right now. Mick Sutton 1:14.744 from him. So whatever damage he has, it's not that effective. He's just pulling the car forward. Brockhurst 6.8 seconds down at this point to Max Bird. We're going to have 2 more laps of racing right now. $1:13.5 again from Max Bird. He's just getting faster. We're going to have just one more lap of racing, I think, after this one that we're on. As Callum Brockhurst is just trying to keep the car as stable as possible while being as fast as he possibly can. He's going wide in a lot of places. He's making mistakes. He can't afford to lose the car. If he does any damage to himself in these last 2 laps, he could be at risk of Francis catching him, but it's very unlikely as he's 20 seconds behind. Coming round the final corner for the second last time in this series. Again, if you would like to go back and watch any more from the racing of this series, you can go to our YouTube channel at Sim Games Online and see all of the racing that has been taking place over the past month, past few months, and you can see everything live from there. Alan Brockhurst, 8 seconds behind at the moment. As you can see while we're watching on board, and Max Bird there, as he's going to take the win for the final time of this championship. He comes down the back straight now towards that awkward left-hand 90-degree corner. Going to take the final corner now. Fantastic driver all round, and he's just, he's done very well in this championship, and by doing that, I would need confirmation, but I think Callum Brockhurst is going to take the championship from the race, and Max Bird takes a comfortable second at the end there as well. Very well done as Max Bird takes the win. The final time the Legends Championship. A monumental season for Sim Games Online and all the drivers in it, and a very well done to everybody that took part. Fantastic driving. And there he is, your championship winner for the Legends Championship all through, Callum Brockhurst. And we're going to get donuts. It is mandatory. Pitwall says you can, so you can. And there we go. Fantastic. And there he is, Callum Brockhurst, your league champion. I bet you he's happy. He really does. He's such a nice guy to speak to, and I'm sure he's feeling just so dubious about the whole thing there. So hopefully I can now speak to everybody in the Discord. So,
Disconnected.
Everybody, I would just like to say a big, massive congratulations to everybody that raced today. And I think, as I'm aware right now, I need to speak to Dave. Here we go. I've just been given. Yep. Yeah. So. Yeah. So we're just waiting for everything to go through. Let's have a look, and I want to have an interview with everybody today that took part. So I think I'm going to start with Mick, since you're at the bottom of my screen. Fantastic driving today, mate. A few incidents from your point of view, but I'd just like to say, you've done pretty well. Let's hear it from your point of view. If he's there. Mick's forgot. Or Leanne, if she wants to be spoken to. That is.
Hello, you right?
Yeah, I'm great. How did you enjoy that tonight, just driving around in these cars?
Yeah, it's good, really good fun. First time I've ever driven these cars, so yeah, it's, it's a bit sketchy, really. Yeah.
So yeah, I would like to say, well done to you, because you started the night on 116 dead, and you ended the night on about a 114.5, I think it was.
Yeah.
So that's a big jump in pace there. You were like literally in the middle of the pack with that pace. So I'd like to say well done for that.
All right, thank you.
Just a bit more of a kind of full open question here. If we had another championship like this, would you take part in it?
Yeah, 100%. I would tell like all my friends. Yeah, it is really good. Obviously, Dave set up really well, like Max said. Yeah, definitely go for it.
Excellent. I would like to say, yeah, you done really well tonight, and yeah, you smashed it. So love to see you back for another championship in the future. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
thank you
great.
very much. Thanks.
Okay, so you heard it first, folks. Callum Brockhurst, who we're about to speak to just now, has just won the championship of the Legends Racing Series run by Sim Games Online. And Max Bird finishing second there. We're just waiting for results for third to come in. But we're going to speak to the man of the hour, Callum Brockhurst. Well done. It's been a long time coming, buddy. And I know you had a rough start to the season. And once you got that spark lit, it just started going forward for you. Yeah, tell us how that went.
Yeah, over the moon, really over the moon. Yeah, like you say, just had a little bit of a wobble at the very start of the season at Brands, and then Knockhill was good. Knockhill was a good round, come third. And from there onwards, I just was on the sim like every night, just trying to get quicker and quicker. Obviously, it's paid off.
Definitely. So I think the practice makes perfect. Definitely kind of brings it there as well. Do you feel do you feel lucky that you took part in this championship because you win the prizes out of it?
Yeah, 100%. First, I just want to say thank you to Dave for allowing for this to go ahead, and that it's been really well organised, and yeah, I'm grateful for the prizes and everything that he's put in the championship to make it this good.
Definitely. I would like to say as well that if it was without him, we wouldn't actually have the championship the way it is. So he knows a lot of gratitude goes to him for everything and giving everybody an opportunity to take part. As you know, the prizes for the racing is pretty much you get an SPA voucher that allows you to get from SPA Technique UK, which is for your racing cars. And also you've got your Penske Racing Shocks UK stuff there as well as one of the sponsors. So if I remember rightly, it was a £250 voucher? It's a £100 voucher from SPA Technique UK, where you can get all your racing needs, from steering wheels to fire extinguishers to digital gauges. It's all there for your race cars, and obviously for you guys that like your racing, it's very good to be able to upgrade your car with something that you work so hard for. And yeah, I mean, as you know, SPA, they also make racing wheels, so you can get your wheel bolted onto your high-end racing sim rig as well. If you want to go and see any of those guys, you can see on their website, SPA Technique UK. So I think that is everything set up. Is that all of it come through now on the stream? Okay, so as you guys hear it, third place won't be settled till tomorrow, so make sure to stay tuned to our social medias for where everything will probably be announced for everybody. But from us here at Sim Games Online, I think that is everything from us. I would like to say congratulations to everybody who took part in the series, new or old. And we would love to have you guys back again racing with us at Sim Games Online. I have been Andrew Gatton, and yeah, we'll catch you guys again soon. Good night.